Okay, well, let's talk Loo and Lau, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about Revenge of the Green Dragons. I watched it 2 weeks ago, maybe. It was very interesting because of what I told you. I don't get to see Chinese American movies. I don't know too much about the Chinese American culture. How was it for Chinese people coming here? So I wanted to know first, what was the process of discovering this story?
We were approached by a couple of producers in New York. They had seen the article in the New Yorker that the movie is based on. And they called us up and said, hey, we think there's a movie here. Would you be interested in coming on board and doing this? And there wasn't a script. So, we had to spend a little bit of time making the script, writing the script, and then so that was sort of the beginning of it, but that was in 2008. It's been a while.
And did you meet with any of the people from the real story, any of the gang members, the ones who were here, maybe back in China?
Yeah, so, one of the things about independent filmmaking is the financing stage of it actually takes quite a long time, so that gave us a little bit of an opportunity to continue with our research. And I spent quite a bit of time speaking to the original writer, Frederick Daniel, and then I also was able to meet a couple of people who were involved with the gangs directly. So they were instrumental in, just the little details, where they lived, their hairstyle, where they shopped, what food they ate, what music they listened to, and all those things were so fascinating because it's specific and it's real, and we felt very strongly that we wanted to make this as truthful as possible, but at the same time, within the framework of making a movie. There are certain creative choices that you have to make in order to have a 90-minute piece of entertainment, but it was important that we do this truthfully.
And did you feel that you reinvented that article, or you were very truthful to the 20, 30-page article?
I feel like we're 70 to 85% truthful in terms of events and the main sort of arc of certain characters and their life and what happened. We made some consolidations, we made some omissions, to the original article. If you've read the article, it's incredibly dense. There's a lot of characters, there's just a lot of events, and they don't all link up as cleanly as they do in the movie. I think if you were to see a film that was directly based on the article, our fear would be that it would be a little confusing. Audiences wouldn't necessarily be able to follow from beginning to end. So, yeah.
And I think this question goes to Mr. Lau. We could go to both of you, but you talked about the financing and Martin Scorsese as your executive producer. How did he come into play with the movie?
It's funny. Not funny. It's I forget who said that. Okay, can you ask, and then can we? Martin, we run our executive producer, and then maybe the relationship between me and Martin, because he bought the Infernal Affairs and make it to be a departed, and then he got a lot of awards. maybe that reason that Martin say yes. Okay, maybe
Do you feel he owed you?
He owed you a favor.
A collaboration
right?
because of that movie.
Infernal Affairs is magic. Infernal Affairs in Hong Kong is a commercial, very commercial movies. And then in Hong Kong, commercial movie cannot get award. But I get all the award, not only Hong Kong, everywhere. So I always say this is magic. Of course, somebody, your movie is so good, nice. This is bullshit. Sometimes you have the luck, the magic inside the movies. No matter how big the movie is, how small the movie is, it has the magic. Your movie can boom like this. So maybe that's why, Martin, we make it. And finally, the magic happened. He got the best director in Oscar.
He is one of the best, and you're one of the best in China.
Oh, no. So it's lucky that Martin involved that, so we can easily get the invest, not stuck in, because it's like independent movies. I mean, also it's not it's the Asian story. So I mean, the investor maybe have some hesitation to invest that kind of things. And we have Martin, so it's easy to get the.
And after making most of your films in China, how is it different coming to shoot in New York, working in the States?
Coming to America, movie is very simple. I mean, everywhere it's the same. I mean, the filmmaker, the mind, the attitude, quite alike. But the system is different. I mean, in Hong Kong, I mean, the working system is totally different. Here, in Hong Kong, for easier that Hong Kong is like a director is like a father. You do this, you do that, you do that, you do that, and then sometimes you can everybody do this. But here cannot. Here we have so many union. Pop master have pops union, and lighting have lighting, and they're separate, very specific. I mean, you lighting you cannot touch the pops, and the assistant director cannot touch these pops, cannot touch this cup. When the angle goes, hey, I want the cup more left. When the assistant director move that, they will complain. This is my things. This is pops. Okay, you cannot touch.
That's right.
Okay. So this is sometimes make me some angry. I mean, of course, the big budget movies have 100-day shooting. It's okay. Camera here. Hot master come to move that a little bit. Okay, we can wait time. But our movie cannot. Limit time, limit money. So what can we do?
Do you think it's more efficient in China, shooting in China than shooting here?
Of course. When I say go, everybody go. No matter your pop smart lighting, everybody can. Move they do that way. Okay, everybody can move.
What about for you? How is it different?
Well, I'm from here, so originally, so I'm pretty used to the American style, and I've shot in Hong Kong and elsewhere too. So it's like what you said. Every film industry has its own system, its own method. So I personally take the perspective that neither is better or worse. It's just different. And, for us, we were fortunate enough to be able to gather a crew that I think understood the way that we felt we needed to shoot this based on our limitations, both in budget and time. So I felt the cast, the crew, everyone bought in to what we had explained to them would be our preferred working method. So at the end of the day, yes, there were issues with the union that we had to address. It's the reality of shooting in New York. You can't get around it. But at the same time, from a personality and a philosophical point of view, I think the crew and the cast, they really, they bought into our preferred working style, and at the end of the day, it worked out really well.
Yeah,
It looks very good in the theaters. It looks really good. We don't get to see those details, but I wonder if your crew is mostly American, and the crew there's some Chinese people.
Or mostly American. Mostly American.
Only me from Hong Kong.
Born and raised in Hong Kong.
Yes.
And are there any other stories from the Chinese American heritage, the Chinese American culture that you were planning on doing into films?
We make a joke, okay, with Martin. Okay, next movie maybe the Chinese gangs against the Italian gangs. Chinese mafia against Italian mafia. It is quite funny. I mean, suddenly that, of course not nowadays. It's like 1970, the Chinese games, how to against it, you know, in China, there's only one street. Here's Chinatown, and then here's the Little Italy.
They're right next to each other. So
yeah, when you go there, we think, oh.
How could there not have been incredible
problems,
epic wars? Right?
Yeah, and it's quite interesting. I mean, China, you can make a war. Okay. Quite interesting.
But you know, to answer your question, I don't think we have an agenda to only do Asian American films. I mean, this was actually, for us, more than anything, an American story. I mean, and I think if you're from this country, you were born here, or you have ties to this country, I mean, you realize that every ethnic group in their turn has come here, you know, with the hopes of a better future. And they came here usually willingly as labor, so whether, or illegal. So if you're black, or you're, you know, Chinese, or Polish, or Greek, now it's the Hispanics, and for everyone from South America, everybody comes here as labor. And it's what this country's built on, it's how it succeeds. You know, it's part of the economic construction of this country. So, you know, we're not here to, again, to crusade and to make only Asian American films. This was just a strong story. It was an American story. But, you know, we'll probably move on to a different sort of film and different subjects. And
okay, well,
next, yeah.
Wish you very good luck with the movie. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
It's a very interesting take that for me was unknown. Now I get to see those stories. So thank you very much for your time, for your movie.
That's cool. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.